Hi, welcome back to SoFlo TV. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the topic. No long introduction. This video is titled Betrayal and Deception and Missing in Jamaica. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. Listen, we're going to get into the betrayal and deception part in a minute, but first we must take this time to point out that a young lady has gone missing on the island of Jamaica. As a Jamaican who lives overseas most months out of the year, I know that this doesn't look good for the island's reputation, but also I'm more concerned about this young woman's safety and about her family's concerns for her safe return. So, the police in Western Jamaica are appealing to the public for help in locating 29-year-old American woman by the name of Bethany Park, who was reported missing while she was on the island visiting Jamaica. Park is of a State Bridge Road in Atlanta, Georgia address, and she was last heard from on Monday, June 16th, according to police reports. Her final pinned location were recorded in the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland. Park is described as having brown complexion. She is medium built and she stands approximately 5 feet 4 inches tall, or 163 centimeters. The police in Jamaica say that it is unknown what she was wearing at the time of her disappearance, and all efforts to locate her so far has been unsuccessful. Anyone with any information about Bethany Park's whereabouts is urged to contact the Barnett Street Police in Jamaica at 876-952-233 or simply call the emergency number 119 or contact the nearest local police. So many red flags in this piece of information. I will leave only her face on the screen while we talk because I want her image to resonate in people's mind. Therefore, if you see her somewhere, you will be easy for you to recognize her and, of course, call for help. Now, no stranger to this, there have been foreign people who came to the island of Jamaica in the past, and they were reported missing simply because they just wanted to be left alone for a couple of days. They had met somebody on the island. They hooked up with a sneaky link and disappeared for a couple of days. Or they came to Jamaica looking for some peace and tranquility away from their stress and hustles and bustles. One particular young lady that went missing and was reported missing and had many people worried when she was found. She was way in the hills at a retreat with some Rastafarians. And after about a week missing, she posted videos on Facebook to tell her friends and her family that she was fine. She was in the hills, breathing clean air and meditating and clearing her mind and eating organic food, good for her health, and she was among kind and loving people. We hope that this is the case for Bethany Park. Time is of the essence right now. Bethany Park has been missing since June 16th. That was 6 days ago. Today is June 22nd. And this video, I suppose, will be on YouTube for more days until she is found or until we hear something about her whereabouts. We're hoping, fingers crossed, we're sending up prayers that she remains safe and she is returned safely. The truth of the matter is, Jamaica is not the type of island where you want to be missing for a whole week. A single female, only 5 feet 4 inches tall, traveling alone, looks every bit of a foreigner. And I know somebody is going to say, we have girls in Jamaica who look just like she does too. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because Jamaica has a diverse looking set of people. You have Caucasians, you have biracial between Caucasians and Asians, you have Indians, you have biracial between blacks and Indians, you have those who look like they stepped straight off the continent of Africa and were never mixed with anything else except for, you understand what I'm saying. However, I can look at her as a Jamaican, I can look at her and tell that she is a foreigner. And if I were to see her in Jamaica, she would probably be sticking out as a foreigner to me as well. I say that because when you are traveling by yourself and you stick out as a foreigner, traveling by yourself, unprotected, you can easily become prey to a predator. You can easily be a target. We're hoping that from June 16th, when she went missing, to today, the 22nd, 6 days later when I'm making this video, we are hoping that she just went off with some friends that she met, or she is somewhere having fun and has lost track of time or something. Some might say that's wishful thinking. Honestly, I don't feel good about this one. And every time I say I don't feel good about this one, 9 out of 10, I'm usually right. I hope I am super wrong on this one. Another thing that sticks out to me, according to Jamaica Constabulary Force reports, the final pinned locations were recorded in the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland. I don't know what her connection is to the island of Jamaica, but I do know that St. James and Westmoreland are very tourist areas. Some parts of it. There are parts of St. James and Westmoreland that are not so touristy. St. James, Westmoreland, you're talking about over in Montego Bay side. And then, of course, Westmoreland, you're talking about beautiful beaches and a vibrant atmosphere. However, if you go wandering these paths, or this is where you are last pinged, please also remember that these are the two areas in Jamaica that are at the top of crimes list. This does not look good. I hope she is found safely, and I hope she is brought back. Honestly, I hope she pops up on social media and say, hey, I just wanted to be left alone for a couple of days. You know, I'm stressed out and I'm going through some things. One of the things that I found while I was looking for her was a mugshot. And according to the Jamaica news report from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, it says that she was from Atlanta. And so I went searching. And then I found a mugshot from Atlanta that looked pretty recent compared to how she looks in this picture that was shown, which seems to be the only picture they have of her to go off of in Jamaica. I would advise her family to get in touch with the Jamaican authorities to put more pictures out. Maybe go find her Instagram, go find her Facebook, go find her Twitter, her TikTok, her whatever her accounts are. A friend of hers. Reach out to her friends from home and try to get more updated pictures or different pictures that show her in different lights so that people can more easily recognize her if she is seen moving about the island. Again, when you go missing in Jamaica for a week, usually, the prognosis is not good. We're trying to stay hopeful though, and we're hoping for the best for her. I'm going to leave this one right here as we get into our other part of this video, which we will call Betrayal and Deception. You know, there was a young man called Hamantro Hylton from Jamaica. And ever since I did the conclusion to the video, to the story about Hamantro Hylton and his wife, it's been resting heavily on my mind to make a video using his story as a perfect example of betrayal and deception. You can call this one a PA, a public PSA, public service announcement, or you can call this one simply raising awareness. Right now, there's somebody who is listening to this, who is sitting closer to their worst enemy than they would ever believe. I want you to take stock of your circle. I want you to look at who it is you're calling friend. I want you to look at who it is you're laying down with at nights, who you're cuddling with. I want you to look at who you are using your resources to take care of or sharing with. I want you to look closely at who it is you're calling babe, honey, boo, husband, wife, lover. I want you to be aware. Betrayal and deception, that's one thing. Ultimate betrayal and deception that ends in the closest person to you taking your life or being a part of the plot to take your life happens all the time. I'm cleaning out my computer and I'm going through stories that are now complete, and I'm getting rid of footage, pictures, video clips, and I came across this one and I said, I can't just throw this away without making one last ditch at putting a message out there for everybody. Hamantro was in love. Hamantro wanted to do right. Hamantro was a man's man, a go-getter, a protector, a provider. He was protecting and providing for the wrong person. And the worst part is he never saw it coming. Long story short, for those of you who are not familiar with the Hamantro Hylton story, his young wife, was cheating on him for a long time. There might have been some red flags there, but Hamantro paid no attention to them. Eventually, she hired a hitman to take Hamantro out. The hitman is said to be a person she herself was having an affair with. Although Hamantro moved far away from their hometown, all the way from New York to Arizona to get a fresh start on life and to get something going, which he did. And he became a successful businessman, raking in the dough. New house, multiple new rides, looking good and living good, and keeping wifey the same, looking good and living good, well provided for and well taken care of. That was not enough for her. She simply did not want Hamantro. She wanted another life. So she started to plot and scheme and try to figure out how to start a new life without her young husband, with somebody else, with a bag of money. Well, Hamantro had just taken out a life insurance policy that had a hefty payout. She said this was her way out. When the hitman came and he shot her husband and he failed to kill him, she gladly finished the job. I want you to think about the psychological part of this. When Hamantro was shot, Hamantro ran. After being shot in the stomach, he ran from right outside of his business where he was shot. He ran inside to his wife. His wife hugged him, grabbed him. "Oh my God, babe. Jesus Christ, what happened?" And as she was doing that, she walked him back outside. I can't imagine her saying anything but, "Come on, let's go outside. Let's go get some fresh air. I'm calling the police. What happened? Show me outside. Who did it?" And as she was doing all that, according to reports from two eyewitnesses who were standing nearby, crouched down in bushes because they did not want to be shot, she pulled the trigger of a gun and shot Hamantro in his head and finished him off. Text message was found by law enforcement through investigation that said she asked the trigger man from who shot Hamantro first, "Do you think I could pull this off?" And he answered her in return text and said, "You better do it. We need the money so we can move back to New York and live that life." She had a life planned, but her new life did not include her husband. I want y'all to remember this today. You can do everything right. Sometimes it's just not your fault. You can do everything right. You can pray for discernment. Some people are just master manipulators. Some people are just master camouflage, pretenders, master tricksters. And if you leave yourself open, you could end up with one of these people. You could end up in a relationship where you think you are in love with the love of your life. The love of your life does not love you back. The love of your life is scheming and plotting and using you for their next step. You're just a stepping stone. Gotta be careful out here. This is the ultimate betrayal and deception. To walk somebody down the aisle, to marry somebody, knowing damn well this is not my type. You're not even my type. This person is short. I like tall people. This person is fat. I like skinny people. But they'll convince themselves and they'll convince you that we're going to make it work. And I am so in love. The whole time you're the only one that's so in love because you're being swooed and wooed into believing the deception. You have to be careful out here. You know, they say snakes don't hiss no more. They whisper, "Hey babe, I love you. Are you okay? You need me to do anything?" That's deep. Snakes don't hiss exist no more. They say, I got you, babe. I love you. I will always love you. You're the best thing in my life. I'm so thankful for you. Hamantro wrote on social media the same week that this woman took his life. I don't know what I did to deserve all this, to be so lucky to have you in my life. God has truly blessed me with you. This is the same woman who the law says and eyewitnesses says shot him at close range, finished him off after the hitman fired one shot, got scared, and ran away. You praising God. That's how deceived you were. You couldn't see it coming. Praising God for this person. Thinking you're the luckiest person on earth to have such a loving, caring person. And that's the person who's plotting to take your life, to take that life insurance policy money, and to go live a happy life with somebody else. Wow. Listen, may Hamantro's soul rest in peace. This is the last video I'll be doing on Hamantro Hylton, but I say his name because I want you to say his name. And when you say his name, I want you to say his name as a reminder to yourself of what the ultimate betrayal and deception looks like. When you say his name, I want you to remember to be careful. Take stock of your circle, because it gets that real. I'll leave this one right here. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget, we're still looking for Bethany Park. Bethany Park has been missing from the 16th of June. And today, we're doing this video, is the 22nd. She's an American woman who went to the island of Jamaica. We don't know what her connections are to the island. We don't know if it's her first time there. We don't know if she's been going there for years and she has a friendship established with people on the island so she can get ghost, get gone, go off into the hills untracked like some of us can. Or was this her first time to the island and she was traveling alone and someone has her out there? We don't know. What we do know is she's 29 years old. What we do know is she's been missing since June 16th. The report does not even say when she came to the island. Maybe she came to the island on the 12th and she went missing on the 16th. Maybe she came to the island on the 16th and went missing the same day. We need more info. But as of now, her last location pinned was in the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland, and she has not been seen or heard from again since the 16th of June 2025. Let's keep our fingers crossed and let's hope that she is found and she returns safely. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's SoFlo TV, host with the most. I'm out. Peace.